Garth, you've done so much over 35, 40 years. Is there one moment over the 4 decades that will always stick out to you in your mind?
No, I mean, it's like that thing when they go, what's the fastest time in your 40? And the guy goes, I don't know, I haven't ran it yet. So I think my greatest moment, I don't think I've lived it yet, and I've lived some great ones. And I think that's why you keep showing up. If you wake up in the morning, God gives you another day, you got some work to do. Go out and figure out what the best part of that day is going to be.
Father's Day weekend, what do you like best about being a dad and a grandpa?
Being a dad's cool because you kind of get doted on, by your girls all the time. But I think the greatest gift I have ever received in my life were children. And I think anybody will tell you that there's nothing better than being a parent. And I came from all boys, so I was scared to death when they gave me the first girl and the second girl, third girl. It's like God has a wicked sense of humor. But I would not trade. I wouldn't have a boy for the world. I love my girls. And then my granddaughters are tougher than boys anyway, so it's great. And then we got our very first boy with Taylor had a boy. So we finally got a boy in the family, but all girls, dad's happy.
It's surreal to be talking to you. I can't imagine what it was like for you to have James Taylor sing The River to you. What would describe that moment?
I start crying. It's the same way. It always happens. My brother Mike loved him, brought his records into the family. And so the day I got to introduce him to Mike, it's crazy. But today, you got to sit at the dinner table with him. Followed Miss Sherwood around, tried to figure out how she was making stuff because he's a cook himself. And you're sitting there going, I can't believe James Taylor is here. And just what a sweet, sweet man. And how lucky am I that the reason why I play music is James Taylor. The reason why I play country music is George Strait. And the reason why I get to play music at all because of God and my family, my parents. So I feel very, very lucky to have a relationship with him. In my phone, he's called The Man. Anytime The Man text comes up, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Do you guys text? Do you call each other?
Yeah, he's great at that too. And even his texts are like songs. You're like, oh, that's brilliant. I mean, you even see what you just texted. He's great that way.
Last question. What do you want to be remembered for in 10, 20, 30 years?
I think the music. I'll be okay if I'm a trivia question they don't get as long as they get the song right, because that's what it's all about. Because again, like we said, it ain't a statement of humbleness, it's a statement of honesty. I think the reason why we've got to play as long as we have is because of that set list, the songs we get to play every night.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you,
Garth.
Were you here last time?
I was, and in Idaho, where we're from. So
yes. Where you at in Idaho?
Idaho Falls.
Okay.
But we came to the Boise show, first time on the Blue.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
And did you come the night Blake was there the first
Yes.
time? Did you?
Great show.
He was great. So Blake, he's like 6'6", right, whatever, and he can't get down low enough in the elevator. When the elevator's at the lowest, the stage is still right here. It's like, Blake, he goes, I can't. He was so tall.
Do you remember that night the sound went out?
Yeah. Yes.
It killed completely out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, we're dead. And before we got off stage, they had it back up and running.
Yeah.
But it was one of the opening act that night had left Phantom on over the side and didn't tell our guys. And so it kept having that weird kind of digital feedback that you were hearing. It's like, what the hell is that? And Two of a Kind, it was gone, but the crowd was singing so loud you couldn't tell.
Yep.
It was great.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Thanks,
Thank
Dave.
you. See you tonight.